What is up, everybody? Welcome to the first horizontal habit engineer live stream. Let me get the Instagram one up here. And welcome back. Okay. Oh, sweet. Here we go. Awesome. Yep, so we are live. This is the Habit Engineering live stream. Cami, good to see you. We are switching things up here. Ishi, good to see you again too, boss. Appreciate you joining on. Means a lot. So Cami, good to see you. We've switched things up. I've got this horizontal here on my computer, and then I'm streaming natively on Instagram on my phone. So if I'm looking over, I'm checking the chat over on Instagram. Yes, two cameras. We upgrading the set. Malcolm, what's up, dude? Good to see you. But yeah, like I was saying, this is the Habit Engineer live stream. So go ahead and drop a habit that you're looking to be more consistent with down in the chat, whether you're on Instagram or anywhere else, and we'll re-engineer that. Malcolm, dude, I'm doing quite well. How are you? How's school? How's college been? Let me know. But yeah, for anyone who's hopping on, go ahead, drop a habit that you're looking to be more consistent with down in the chat. We'll re-engineer that issue. If you've got anything that you are looking to improve there, would love to hear it. Would love to help out. So this is I'm helping people re-engineer their habits using the triple S method that I developed for habit setting, helping them to be consistent, something you can stick to. And the way the triple S method works is that you focus on making your habits super small, super simple, and super specific. And as we go along here, as some more people join on and we start working with specific habits, you'll see how that works. And there's two metrics that we usually use to, that we usually use to track whether a habit is simple and specific enough. Ishi said, dude, I would join your streams more often, but your lives start at 2 a.m. my time, unfortunately. Shoot, dude. Yeah, that's rough. I don't blame you. You're good. Malcolm, college is good, man. It's a lot, especially with sports, but I'm battling through it. Let's go, brother. Let's go. Proud of you, dude. Proud of you. I hope you're doing well. And if there's any habits, Malcolm, that you're looking to be more consistent with, that you've struggled with maybe implementing, I'd love to help you work through those. Help them to be more consistent. Let's see here. I wonder if I'll be curious to see kind of what the difference is with this horizontal setup versus the vertical as far as streaming goes. Upgrades, yeah. I've upgraded the setup a little bit, Cammy. We'll see. I've one of my buddies actually said that he had like a 3-camera setup or something he's gonna lend me. So I'll have to try and mess with that and see what's going on. Lafayette, what's up, dude? Good to see ya. Did you remember your trombone today? Let me know. Um, and Ishi, if you're still on here, dude, if you've got a habit you're looking to be more consistent with, I'd love to break that down for you. Cammy, yeah, I'll have to see with the 3-camera setup. I'll have to see how that works. I'm probably wouldn't live stream on that necessarily, but I'd probably film that for my podcast episode that's coming in. Malcolm said, yeah, man, I definitely have some habits I want to work on. One being that I want to connect more with my spiritual side and be more disciplined, especially in my downtime. Love that, dude. Lafayette said, we played Phantom of the Opera today. Dude, that's so sick. Yeah, I wanna go watch that. That'd be lit. Malcolm, let me know what's been the biggest challenge so far with you as far as connecting with your spiritual side, or being more disciplined, and I'd love to work that in with you. Figure out something in regards to that challenge that we can use to help the habit be, or to implement a habit that can be super small, super simple, super specific. That'd be way cool. I think I'm curious. So usually what happens on these lives is that we have like a bunch of people from YouTube flood in. That usually happens around the 3-minute mark. But I wonder if I wondered if this was going to happen. I wonder if the reorientation of my live stream, making it horizontal, now put me in a streaming category on YouTube with a bunch of other horizontal streamers, which is where a lot more people are. So I'm getting there's a lot more competition, I guess, in there. And then, yeah, since, it happens to your streams too. Yeah, I think that there's probably less people streaming vertically. Yeah. Shorts is usually, yeah. So I was checking my YouTube algorithm stuff, or my data analysis stuff, and it said that it was most of my live stream views were coming from the shorts feed with lives. So I wonder, I don't know. Let me know in the chat what you guys think I should do. Should I go back to vertical? Or should I just stick with horizontal and then just build it back up? Have I ever watched / heard of Hamilton? I have definitely heard of it. I don't think I've actually watched it. I've listened to some of the songs, but yeah, I haven't watched it. I've heard it's good. And the few songs that I've listened to are solid. But yeah, I don't really listen to a whole lot besides like general conference talks and podcasts, because I'm a freaking nerd. I love being a nerd, so I'm not mad. Question for you, Lafayette. Have you seen the Epic the Musical, or not? I guess you can't see it. Have you listened to Epic the Musical? Cammy and I were talking about that the other day. It was pretty funny. That one's good. That's the one that I I probably know that one best, I think. Oh, you can see it via the animations. Okay, I'll have to check that. Okay, we've got 2 habits here that just hopped in. Ishi said, waking up and going to bed at the same time every day is a tough one for me. Yeah, I think that's a big one for a lot of people. Malcolm said, a challenge for me is waking up too late. Hey, this is like the same thing. I just feel like if I woke earlier, I can get more in my day and get more things done, especially in the morning. Dude, that is so true. So true. Yes, I do like Epic the Musical. Highly recommend. I think it's super cool. And let's talk about waking up and going to bed at the same time. Cause yeah, that's a really good one. So Ishi and Malcolm, drop in the chat what do you think is holding you back from doing that? Like from waking up and going to bed at the same time consistently right now? Go ahead, drop that in the chat, and then like kind of what the biggest challenge is as far as that goes, and then we'll take it from there. But I'm gonna guess what's Malcolm? Oh, that's just the same thing. I'm gonna guess that probably phones are probably going to be a big distraction here. I talked about this on a past live stream issue. I'm not sure if you were on this one or not. But there is what I've done in order to help me to go to bed on time and to wake up on time. And this has been really, really, really ridiculously helpful, honestly, is I bought a alarm clock. If I had a habit, it'd definitely be Hamilton related. That's so funny. But I went out and I bought an analog alarm clock. And so I use that as my alarm here in my bedroom when I'm going to sleep. And then at night, I will plug my phones out and I'll just leave them out in the kitchen, right? So I'm not usually caught up scrolling or anything, which is super nice. As she said, on weekends, I just love to stay up and play video games. Yeah. I did that a lot when I was a teenager, but nowadays I don't play any video games. I'm what most of the internet would be considered to be boring. And by boring, I mean productive. I get a lot of crap done, that's what I want to do, right? Like that's the kind of lifestyle that I want to live. And I'm not trying to force that on anyone. I'm just kind of an intense person, I guess. I take life pretty seriously. If you couldn't tell by the fact that I'm live streaming about habit engineering. And I have some pretty big life goals. Like I want to live to be 100. I want to have my 6-pack till I'm 60. And I want to like optimize for life as a whole. Malcolm said at night, it's just distractions like my phone. And then in the morning, it's just when my alarm goes off, just the unwillingness to get up because I'm tired from the day before. Yeah. Ishi, when you said that's a lifestyle you want, which lifestyle were you referring to? The one that's kind of more like mine where I'm obsessed with being productive, or the weekend video games ones? Because that's like whichever one you want is totally fine. I'm just trying to make sure I'm understanding correctly here. Yeah, so I actually love it. You ain't cringe. Appreciate it, bro. I know I'm not cringe, but I am definitely more on the extreme side of things. But that's okay, because if you study history's top high performers, like I've been doing for my podcast, or history's greatest entrepreneurs, which I've been doing for the last couple years, basically all of them are extreme in some regard. Okay, Ishi said my lifestyle. Okay, sick. Let's dive into this. We're not getting a bunch of random people on here, so if y'all want to go a little deeper into everything, we can totally do that. So as far as distractions with your phone and being able to remove that, the first habit that I would recommend is you go buy an analog alarm clock, and you plug your phones out in the kitchen or somewhere that's far away that makes you not want to get out of bed and go and grab it. That's the first thing I would do. And that's not necessarily so much of a habit. I mean, I guess plugging your phone at night in a room that's away is a habit. But so yeah, I guess that counts as a habit, but that's more of just like priming your environment for good sleep. Generally, it's just like priming your environment for sleeping. So that's the first thing I would do, and I mentioned this on a stream a couple days ago too. That's been super helpful for me. But as far as like this would be kind of fun. Y'all want to just like deep dive into my lifestyle? Like I'll just give you a day in the life of Max, of a habit engineer. That'd be kind of fun. So basically, I wake up at 6 every day. I go to bed around 10:30, 11. Sometimes I don't fall asleep until 11:30. Cammy said, "Yap King, yap." All right, bet. Have you ever had a pet snake? No, I have not. I am not really much of an animal guy generally. I like most animals. I think animals are fine. I just am not home enough to really take care of one, nor do I really want to pay for one. So, okay. Okay. Everyone's saying yes. That's sick. So essentially wake up at 6, go to bed 10:30, somewhere between like 10:30 and 11:30 usually. Wake up at 6, and the first thing that I do is I get up, I turn my alarm clock off, and then I put my shoes on, and I want to see something funny. This is my favorite thing ever. This is my comfy. It's like one of those wearable blankets. It's camo. And so since it's still kind of a little chilly, and by chilly in Arizona, I mean like 60 degrees in the morning, I throw that on, throw my shoes on, and I just go outside and I go for a walk. And that's the very first thing that I do every day. Yes, my comfy is one of my greatest friends. It's amazing. I don't look at my phones. I keep those away. I don't look at my phone for the first probably. My habit that I've got is that I don't look at it for the first hour every day. Sometimes that goes all the way up until like an hour and a half, 2 hours. Just depending on what I'm doing that morning. And that's been super, super helpful for me in getting my day started off right. Because what I do, instead of like getting up, turning my alarm, this is what I used to do. He said, love it. It's snowing at middle of April where I live. That's a rip. Arizona is very, very nice as far as winter weather. It's like 60s, 70s. I think we were like mid 90s today. It was hot today. But yeah, because I used to, I would have my alarm on my phone, so I'd be up later than I wanted to, scrolling at night, and then I'd plug it in, and then like if I had notifications like going off, then there would be a bunch of times where I'd get up and check my phone because it was just right there in my room, and then I'd stay up there doing whatever, usually get sucked into scrolling again, totally just not the move, super bad. And then I'd wake up the next morning and turn the alarm off on my phone, and then just get on my phone, lay back in bed. Half the time you fall back asleep, and then the other half of the time you're just scrolling, doing nothing. It's like, dude, this is pointless. It's just a waste of time. And it's pouring rain every day where Ishi lives. That's rough. Ishi, are you? You're over in the UK or something, aren't you? I feel like I remember you said you were over in Europe. Let me know in the chat. I forget exactly. But yeah, so I would just be wasting time. And I've learned, so the last couple years, there's this podcast that I'm obsessed with. It's called the Founders Podcast. It's by this dude named David Senra. I literally tell everyone, whether they care about it or not, I tell everyone about this podcast. It's so good. And it's the one that I'm copying for my podcast essentially too. Oh, okay. Yeah, the UK. Yeah, it rains a lot over there. It does not rain very much in Arizona, so can't relate. But so essentially what the Founders Podcast does is he reads the biographies and autobiographies of ultra successful entrepreneurs and then takes the entrepreneurial lessons, puts them in podcast form, right? Absolutely phenomenal education as far as running a business, how to not run a business, and just a ton of life skills and stuff in general. I really, really love it and highly recommend. But what one of the big takeaways that I've learned, I've listened to, I think 200 or so episodes now of history's most successful entrepreneurs, is that towards the end of their lives, these people who have so much money and can do whatever the heck they want, right? Like billionaires, multi-millionaires, the only thing that they care about is time. Because toward like the later on in life you get, the less time you have. And so the more you value the time that you do have, and money just seems to fall by the wayside. Like you ask any billionaire or really rich person, they don't even have to be a billionaire, like, would you give up all of your money to go back to being like 17 again? And I guarantee you at least 95% of them are going to say yes. Malcolm said, how long would you say it takes to create habits and routines? I've heard different things from different people. That's a good question, Malcolm. That's a good question. There's really not any conclusive science on it. I've set habits, like I said the night before, I'm like, okay, I'm going to do this habit and I'm never going to not do this habit. And then I've never not done that habit. So it can take as much as a second or as little as a second to create that habit. Yeah, I love living in Arizona just for the weather. It's fantastic. But it depends on the habit specifically and how bad you want it. I gave a TED talk, I think, when was that? Last month? Yeah, beginning of March, on a system I developed called the Life Optimization Loop, which essentially just teaches you how to keep the change and then keep changing in order to create compound change throughout your life. If y'all want to watch it, you can just search TEDx Max Baldoff on YouTube and it'll pop up. But oh yeah, go for it, Lafayette. You're good. And so essentially when you're building habits, like you just want to focus first. If you're struggling to if you're towards the start of your journey of like leveling up yourself in all aspects and really trying to become the best version of yourself, if you've just kind of started getting into that mindset, you want to just focus on building habits that you want to do. So I separate life into 5 different categories: physical, social, intellectual, spiritual, and financial, right? And then in each of those categories, you can decide who you want to become, right? Define who you want to be. And really and when I say define, I mean get specific. Like in 20 years from now, 30 years from now, who do you want to become? Like what kind of person do you want to be? What skills do you want to have? How do you want to look? How do you want your body to feel? What do you want your relationship with deity to be if you want to have one at all? Do you want to be married? Do you want to be single? How much money do you have? What kind of job do you want to have? Do you want to have kids? How many friends do you want to have? What type of life do you want to have? Where do you want to live? What do you want to do? All of these things you can define for yourself right now. But most people, well, I shouldn't say most people, much of society and humanity today just doesn't define those things because it takes work to define those things for themselves. And they'd rather just distract themselves to death. Which I guess is kind of ironic for me to be saying that on a live stream, but my point in streaming specifically is to help people beat the learning curve that I had to go through. And learn how to engineer habits that actually stick so they can create the life that they want. And ideally don't have to watch this stream anymore. Because you get to a certain point where you realize that a lot of this stuff is just a distraction and it's just kind of a waste of time. And you realize how valuable your time is. And it's just not worth wasting. Life is too short to waste time. Or your attention, for that matter. And you could argue of the two, attention is more important, a more finite resource than time is. I'm such a nerd. This is so fun. I hope you guys are enjoying me nerding out. So, Malcolm, to answer your question, I would say there's not a length of time. Like you can create a habit right now and it'll stick. Or it could take 6 months. Lafayette said, I cannot force anyone to stop watching the streams, but I can encourage people to not watch them if they are at the point in their life where they need to stop learning things and just start taking action. I will always encourage people to get off the stream and prioritize action over that. Lafayette, you don't have to say it. I don't want to. Maybe if you want to have your bestie hop on the stream tomorrow or something, or right now if you want to text them or something and then say it themselves, that would probably be better. But up to you. I'm glad you're enjoying the Nerd Fest, Cammy. I think it's just going to grow more and more. So I've been thinking about this today. I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to probably triple down on streaming, because it's been working pretty well. Awesome, Lafayette. Appreciate it. But I think I'm going to start streaming for 3 hours a day, from 4 to 7 p.m. ish, and try to ramp that up because I realized I've gotten more YouTube subscribers doing this than I have at all. I've gotten 45 or so over the past 30 days, and I started posting a lot of short form content too. But the vast majority of my subscribers came from my lives and just providing actual value that way. And all right, bet, yeah, shoot her a text. And so I realized if that's working, I could just double and triple down on the lives, and then continue to build momentum. Because really what I'm trying to do right now is just build up momentum, build a following by adding like authentic, genuine value. Cami said, streams are the way I've grown my channel as well. Streaming shorts way is a great way to get a bunch to see, but the way you're doing now leads to better convos, I'm assuming. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we'll have to see, but I think I'll probably stick with what I'm doing on the doubles. Oh, you're good. You're good, Cammy. No worries. But yeah, my goal is just to build enough momentum that I can push other people over into my accountability community, and then just continue to help people build habits. Noel Love, hello, good to see ya. If you're just hopping on, this is the Habit Engineer live stream. If you have a habit that you're looking to be more consistent with, go ahead, drop it down in the chat. Would love to help you re-engineer that. That'd be cool. Oh, okay. That's Lafayette's friend. Sweet. Good to meet you, Lafayette's friend. Or I guess T. I can call you T. Cammy, are you actually dyslexic? That's funny. Or well, maybe not funny, but fun fact, a lot of ultra successful entrepreneurs are dyslexic or ADHD or something like that. Oh, rip. You're good. Okay, this is Lafayette's bestie. What's up? So this is the Habit Engineer live stream. So I just help people engineer habits that actually stick using the triple S method that I developed. Me with dyslexia and ADHD about to be the best. Yes, sir. So if you have a habit that you're looking to be more consistent with, you can go ahead and drop that into the chat. We'd love to re-engineer that. And yeah, into something that sticks. So the triple S method works. Yeah, I figured you meant diagnosis, Cammy. That's all good. So the triple S method essentially is focusing on making habits super small, super simple, super specific. And we do two things to check that. Okay. T said, I don't really have a habit right now. Do you mean that you don't have a habit that you're looking to be more consistent with, or you just don't have, or at least one that sounds fun? Yeah, that's valid. That's actually part of the life optimization loop. Part of my TED Talk is you start your journey of change in an area that you actually want to change the most. So you've got 5 areas of life, right? Physical, social, intellectual, spiritual, financial. And then, so if one of those areas appeals to you, that's usually where you want to start changing. So like, for example, I've had to beat a couple of different addictions in my life. I do recommend beating addictions. They're not fun, and I will be a slave to nothing. So that's my mindset now. But so there was a time back kind of when I was 17, I was overweight and living a sedentary lifestyle and stuff, and I was struggling with a couple different addictions, and so instead of trying to overcome my pornography addiction, I freaking oh, you showed my band teacher a part of my live stream? Dude, that's lit. That's what's up. Appreciate the sharing. Appreciate the love. But yeah, instead of working on overcoming my pornography addiction, which I obviously needed to do, I tried to become Batman, like physically. And it's funny. I go into the story a lot more in depth in my TED talk. Well, maybe not a lot more in depth, but I was working on. Oh yeah, you're good, T. You can disappear if you need to. That's fine. Um, but I I was focusing on changing in the area that I wanted to, right? Like I wanted to improve myself physically. I wasn't really super focused on improving myself. Um, I would say my addiction's probably intellectually, and reclaiming my mind. Um, and it was, yeah, it just not like, obviously I needed to work on the addiction more than I needed to become Batman, but I wanted to be Batman. So that was where I focused most of my time and effort, um, in changing in that regard. So that's what I recommend, is that when you're just starting out, trying to change, trying to become a better version of yourself, trying to figure out what the best version of yourself should look like, um, is you just go on and find an area that you want to improve, not necessarily something that you need to improve per se. Um, yes, and that's the issue, T, is that all of us feel like we need to improve ourselves in a lot of ways, and we do. I'm not discounting that at all. I have a ton of things that I genuinely need to change. But we need to understand and just accept the fact that as humans, there are tons of things that we need to do, and how often do we actually do them? Not a lot, right? Not nearly as much as we should, right? And so what happens is that none of us really trust ourselves, because we all tell ourselves that we're going to do something and then we don't do it. And every time we do that, we're shooting ourselves and creating this hole, that's like a lack of trust, right? There's this hole in our character, because we don't have the integrity with ourselves that we should. And so what we need to do in order to create a new identity for ourselves and recharacterize ourselves as people who have integrity, which, if to define integrity, is just doing what you say you are going to do, regardless of what anyone else is or isn't doing. I feel like I'm getting some kind of pep talk. I hope that's good. I hope that's that it accomplishes that. But like, all of us can build a character of integrity for ourselves, where it's like we become people who genuinely do what we say we are going to do. And the way to do that when you're just starting out is to focus on changing things that you want to change, so that you actually change them, right? You need to remove as much friction as possible in between you actually doing something and wait, hold on. How do I want to explain this? Like, you need to okay, here we go. So you need to remove any friction between who you want to be and the actions that you need to take in order to get there. It's definitely new, but I don't think the pep talk feeling isn't bad. I'm not sure I totally understand what you're saying there, Noel, but thanks, I think. But yeah, so like, just making sure that you are doing things that are so easy, that you actually do them, right? So, for example, when I was working on losing weight, because it was what I wanted to do, right? I wanted to look like Batman. And it was what I wanted, like, more than anything else in the world. There's one of my favorite quotes is, when you want to change as badly as you want to breathe, real change happens. And that is so, so true. You can change without wanting to you can change something without wanting to change as badly as you want to breathe. But when you really want to change something as badly as you want to breathe, like, you will move mountains in your life to change that thing. It's wild. It's wild. And like it's a super powerful and motivating feeling. But the only issue is that desire usually only lasts so long, right? And so that's why we set habits the way that we do, so that when the motivation that's fleeting flees, then we have the discipline to back it up and stay consistent with the habits, because they're not something that we set at a super high bar when we had lots of motivation, and then once the motivation dies, we drop our habits. We set our habits here, and so when our motivation's here, it's like we're overachieving on our habits, and that's great. But then once the motivation leaves, then the discipline is there. Take some in mind. That's how physics works. LOL. Lafayette, if you're trying to gain weight, I recommend. Well, I guess if you are currently a stick boy, my brother was a stick boy, and he just ate like 4,000 or 5,000 calories a day and worked out every day, and he gained weight. It took a while still, but I seem sarcastic. Do you not believe? So I'm really bad with sarcasm. I don't really do the whole sarcasm thing. I'm a little too serious for that. Luckily I'm self-aware of it, but yeah, sarcasm is definitely not my forte. I do not believe that that's how physics works. No, unfortunately. That would be pretty sick if it did. But yeah, so that's essentially a little bit of my life philosophy. I think we kind of got off on my like day in the life deep dive thing. Do I believe in life after love? Yes. I'm not sure if I exactly understand what that's supposed to mean, but yeah, I definitely do believe in life after love. I'm so confused right now. Yo, I'm just going off in the chat, and I'm like, what the heck? Yo, what's up, Bethany? Good to see ya. Go ahead, drop a habit that you're looking to be more consistent with down in the chat. Oh, they're quoting. Yeah, it is a quote from a song. That's so funny. Yeah, like I said, I'm not really on the internet a whole lot. Yeah, I figured. Bethany, appreciate you hopping on. You're a stud. But yeah, so that's a little bit of everything today. So I'll go. I think I'm gonna start going right up until 7, and then I'll just stream from 4 to 7 starting tomorrow. Bethany, come to Utah. I'll come to Utah probably in a couple months, I think. I'm not sure when, but yes, I will be visiting later this year. Your cat is eyeballing you. That's funny. Freaking cats, dude. Cats are so funny. What other states am I gonna visit? That's a good question, dude. Eventually, I miss you too, Bethany. You're a stud. For me, it is 6:46 p.m. I'm in Arizona time, which is California time. And yeah, so starting probably tomorrow. Yeah, because I'll record my podcast episode tomorrow, and then stream from 4 to 7, and then Monday through Friday I'll just read all morning for the podcast, and then stream. Yeah, I think so. I miss you too, Bethany. I'll be up there eventually. Rejected? Wait, what? I don't reject anyone. What other states am I going to visit? I'm going to Idaho in May next month. And then I'd really like to get to the point where, and by I really like to, I mean I'm going to, regardless of how long it takes. Eventually I'll get to the point where between my live streams and my podcasts, I'm making enough money that I can just do whatever I want. And so then at that point, I'll just travel around the world and stream from a bunch of different places in the world and read books in a bunch of different places in the world and record my podcast everywhere. So that's going to be really fun. That'll probably take a good 2 years or so. I would anticipate, unless somehow this stream blows up, but I don't really bet on things like that. I don't really bet in general. Heck yeah, that's right, Cammy. It's going to be sick. Yes, I will definitely come visit North Carolina again. I freaking love North Carolina, dude. I would love to come visit. That'd be way fun. Yeah, this is a little, having it horizontal here instead of having it vertical is a little tougher than I thought, because I don't have my influx from YouTube that I'm used to of a bunch of random people and then someone sticking and talking about habits. Wait until pollen season is over. Okay, noted. Yeah, you are. Hey, honestly, like, I'm totally fine if y'all just keep blowing up the chat, because that's better for my algorithm. And no, I'm not confused. I'm picking it up. You're chilling. Yeah, just I'm fine if you just blow up the chat, because yeah, it's better for engagement. So gosh dang, I'm such a nerd. Am I really about to stream for 3 hours a day talking to people about habits for an indefinite period until I get famous, and then have that be my lead gen? Yeah, probably. That and podcasts. Yeah, I think so. Because, if you guys want to know, you did blow the chat up, T. Appreciate it. If you guys care at all, I could do it every few days instead of every day. Yeah, no, that's not happening. I'm doing it every day. Besides Sunday. Yeah, we'll see. Like, I don't know. Well, Yeah, like this is play. Like for me live streaming is just fun. Like this is play. Um like I just get to hop on and talk to people about habits and have fun. Like this is what I do with my friends anyways. I just talk about habits. So might as well do it on live stream, help people and be of service and add genuine value in an authentic way. And then actually make money too. Cami said, I definitely recommend getting moderators then. What is a moderator? I don't know what that means. Turn that frown upside down. Especially for YouTube, especially if I go back to short streaming. Well, I'm trying to think whether I should go back to short streaming or not. Oh, they make sure the weirdo in the chat got blocked. I mean, I blocked him yesterday. But yeah, I guess if there's a ton of them, it'd be kind of really distracting for me to block all of them. I know I set up some blocks on Twitch the other day. But I don't know. I didn't know that was a thing for YouTube. I guess I can just ask ChatGPT. How do I set up moderators for YouTube live stream? Unless you have a bunch of blocked words. Add moderator settings. Okay. All right, cool. Yeah, I'll go and add some mods going forward. Wait, okay, so who's on here? I've got Cami is on 3 places. Lafayette and T are on YouTube. And then someone else is on YouTube. Maybe Ishi is still on? Y'all don't go freaking shaving people's heads. That's wild. I know you're being sarcastic, but I'm just trying to input or insert myself into the conversation. LOL. Yeah, okay. I'll get some mods set up. I already set some up in Twitch, so I'll set some up in YouTube. I wonder how I can. I'll have to do some research on how I could boost viewing of the live. I kind of want to go back to short streaming, low key. Yeah, Kimmy, I asked ChatGPT, and you can add mods onto YouTube. You've never figured out how to boost it without doing shorts. Well, but if I go back to streaming shorts though, which I'm totally fine to do, it said that it was like weird for the Twitch stream. And then Like it was kind of glitching out or something. How to add bots. I just asked ChatGPT how to add bots, and I think it'll be pretty fine. It's the framing. Yeah, I know it's the framing. It would be messy on Twitch. Oh, yeah. That would work. I listen to what my mom says and you decide to fake adopt me. LOL. Yeah, no, I appreciate the help, Cami. Thank you. I only do short streams on YouTube. Yeah, I think. Let's see, where'd my. Yo, you guys going off in the chat like this is freaking hilarious. Cracking me up. Okay. Unless anyone has any habits that they want to be more consistent with, that y'all want to talk about before, then I'm probably going to hop off for today, hop back on tomorrow, and try to figure out whether I want to do. Oh. Okay. Thanks, Cami. Appreciate you. Have a good night. Go crash. Yeah, you guys can go back to your. I mean, if you want me to just leave it up and you can just keep blowing up the chat, that's fine by me. But I'm going to have to run here. Actually, okay. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, yes, please do not eat chocolate with Monster. That sounds like a diabetes sentence. And nasty. Nice to meet you, T. Appreciate you guys. I'll catch you tomorrow. You know what? Screw it. I'll just be back here at 3 or at 4. I mean, my time, and just stream for 3 hours and see what happens. Okay.